Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I didn't cam up for this one because I honestly didn't feel like it. I just didn't feel like it. Honestly. But we were gonna still cover this review, as we always do, as we have been doing since for about a couple weeks now, you know what I mean? So we're gonna actually get back into the Chasing Atlanta review. We have episode 12, and this one honestly was a lot different. Before we get started, let me go ahead and tell you, go ahead, if you're looking for any of my social media or anything like that, it's going to be scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So if you pay attention, you'll see all my social media there. Okay. Other than that, make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're hitting the like button, and definitely make sure you leave a comment in the comment section so as I can interact with you as this live is moving along. With that being said, now we get back to Chasing Atlanta, episode 12. We're gonna start back in Tennessee because the guys are in Tennessee. That's what they have been for the last two episodes, really. Well, 1.5. But yeah, they're still in Tennessee. Pigeon Forge, I believe, is the reason. The place where they are, and well, I'm from the South, so I just the name alone, Pigeon Forge, would be a place I would not want to visit. But nonetheless, they made it there. I'm assuming, and it's just me assuming because I could be wrong, but I'm going to assume they got a deal on that one. But again, I could be wrong. So they back in the kitchen. You got Oliver. He pretty much has an idea. What he's calling Chasing the Beat, okay, which is pretty like a little runway event, and they want to put that together so everyone can kind of showcase their talents, and you know, show the world queer talent, queer business, queer everything, you know. And so he wants everyone to be a part of it, and you know, just kind of premiere and promote themselves. Alright, and so everyone's invited to participate, and like he said, without their participation, there wouldn't be anybody there. So they have like these 30 days to try to put this little event, if you will, together, and put it out online so that we can see everybody in there, you know. And, I don't even really know the word to say. You can just see everybody, you know, doing their thing. Okay. All right. So we're getting ready for a surprise now. Next thing, we're getting ready for a surprise. We got Dominique's surprise party. Okay. This way, you know, they bring Dominique downstairs. He's blindfolded, so you can't see where, you know, what's going on or what it is. Now, I do think more than the three people that put it together, I do think there was something that was planned. And I do think that's why they tried to get Dominique out of the house for the day, which was really good. It allowed them to go out and have some fun. However, Oliver wanted to play a game, and I don't know how they felt at the moment, but according to the green screens for a couple of people, they did not trust Oliver's game, and they wasn't really trying to hear it, not at all, because in their words, Oliver's games have the tendency to go left. Allegedly. They have the tendency to go left. So with that being said, people was like, you know what, Oliver, I don't know if this is what you want to do, because, you know, you have a tendency to be messy. And whereas I may not judge you for it, it may not be the best time for you to be up to your antics. But nonetheless, they play the game anyway. And actually, it's a good game. It's actually a good game. And it's not really a game at all, in my opinion. It's not really a game at all because, you know, they're actually mending and healing in a lot of different ways and expressing themselves. So, I mean, game to me sounds like something that's really fun, with the amount of tears that I saw in these scenes, in the scene of this game they were playing. It was a pretty sad game. So I don't know if I would use game to describe it, but that's how it was presented. So yeah. So you got Cassidy and Troy. They go first. Okay, so you have Castledine. He's apologizing to Troy for his part in ruining his event. Let's go with that one. He also lent him some encouragement as well, which I thought was very, very nice. I mean, it seemed sincere. Okay, I'm gonna say seemed sincere because we all know that people can sometimes just say things and do things, and there may not be any real emotion, or the emotion that they're trying to evoke from someone else may not be the exact emotion that they're putting behind it, right? So, yeah, there's that. But they seem sincere, so I was here for it. Then you got Troy, pretty much, again, same thing. He apologized. And gave a little bit of encouragement, and it seems sincere. I can do it. I'm with it. So next thing you have Jay and Cam. Now this one was a little bit different. Now Cam did apologize, but honestly, Jay's face did not look like he was here for it. It didn't look like he was having it. I don't think he accepted it very well. I'm not going to say. I don't know. I would hope, because it was a very vulnerable moment for Cam. So I would hope that he was sincere. He seemed to be sincere, but then again, at some points he kind of seemed like he was trying to squeeze out a couple tears. So I'm not exactly sure. But Jay's face, his facial expressions alone, pretty much showed us that he wasn't necessarily as receptive as he could have been. Now, he could just be that type of person, and that could be just how he handles things, where he just, allows you to get whatever you need to get out. And, he just has a blank face. And I know I've seen that from a couple different cast members. Oliver especially, will give you that blank face. And so, I don't know. It just didn't look very receptive. Yeah, so I don't know how well he received that apology, or believed in the sincerity of the apology. But he also did apologize, but again, not so sure that was sincere. And that's why I say I don't know for sure if he really felt like Cam's apology was sincere, because the one that he kind of offered back in some type of way, it didn't seem sincere either. It was kind of just like going through the motions. I could be wrong, but that's just my outtake on that. That's what I got out of that as I watched that scene. Now, Cameron did express some grief that he had been going through. He's had some losses in his family. And condolences to Cam's family, definitely, for sure. Anybody going through any type of loss, it's going to be a tough time, especially to someone that you're close to. So, yeah, condolences to that. Now, you have Jay. He also expresses some type of guilt, if you will, over not being there for his family when he felt like they needed him the most. He's kind of been the man of his family, being that he grew up in a single parent home. He was kind of the man of the family, he was the man of the family. And then the fact that he's 6'7" definitely helps. So his sister, he mentioned his sister going through something, his mother also going through the loss of her mother, and because of distance, not being able to be there for them. And then the sense of guilt that he kind of felt, because he's always been the protector of his family. And I thought that was a very vulnerable place to be. That did seem sincere. And I did really feel like he kind of let a wall down a little bit and allowed us into his life. Just a little bit. So then we got Wayne. Wayne, Virgo, gang. He came in with the encouragement for Dominique, and I thought that was very beautiful. And so I appreciated his encouraging words. And then Dominique also gave Wayne his flowers, and also offered some forgiveness. And it seemed sincere on both sides of that coin. It seemed sincere for me, but I'm not gonna lie, because Dominique has showed me some things that looked sincere in the past, but then hit a green screen and throw some shade. I'm gonna wait for it. Because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, ooh, the shame is on me. So I'm gonna wait on that one. But next we got Aaron. So we were able to get a little bit more of Aaron's life. Again, Virgo, gang. love me some Aaron. Always gonna pump Aaron up. Always gonna pump Wayne up. Anybody else that's a Virgo, this is always gonna be. You're always gonna get some love from me because again, gang. But Aaron, yeah, we were able to find out a little bit more about him. We knew he was, a singer and all that kind of stuff. Aaron tells us the same. He tells us, Aaron definitely makes sure we know who he is, and I understand. As a Virgo, I understand because when we accomplish. And we are proud of our accomplishments, and we have no problem with letting the next person know that we are somebody. And so, as far as knowing his worth, I praise the fact that he is aware, because so many people, in my opinion, are not aware of how much they really are worth. And that's that Virgo confidence. I love it. And then he apologized to Kendra, and I thought that was great. I don't know, because they did not show where they got into it or what they even got into it about. And I think that was kind of selfish for them to bring up or allow us to see them apologize or reconcile. To see them reconcile, but then not know, what actually took place. And then Kendra's been going through a lot, y'all. I mean, and I love Kendra. I love Kendra down. But she's been going through a lot, y'all. I mean, she expressed a lot of hurt, just being tired, a lot of hurt, and trying to be an advocate for the trans community, which is, a feat within itself. But then also going through her own things in her personal life, her grandmother being sick, going through a relationship, a breakup, going through that woe, and then also losing a best friend. Experiencing a loss. And so she's grieving, and in a really stressed out place, if in my opinion. I feel like she's in a very stressed out position. And she also mentioned the S word. And the S word seems to be a theme in this particular one. And that goes to show, that you never know who's going through what you're going through. But one thing you can say for sure is that you're never alone. Someone else is out there that is definitely feeling some of the same things that you are. So never feel alone for that, And then the feelings of being overlooked. And I thought that was one of the main things that really kind of stuck out to me, because in so many facets, you see her get upset, or have seen her get upset about so many things, or so many things that have maybe stressed her out or bothered her, and not knowing that the root of the problem is that she was feeling overlooked, And so I am glad they say that she was able to, grab herself up by the bootstraps, as we would say, or she was able to get the motivation to keep going. I'm so glad to see that you're still here with us. I'm so glad that you did not do that S word. And so, once again, condolences to you for your loss. I hope you make it through that. I know you will. You can make it through it. You're very strong. And, I just hope that you keep doing the good stuff. We out here. We love you. We support you. And we want you to keep going. All right. Now, on this one, I think I really liked how people really let their guard down. Some people that we have never seen in that vulnerable space before allowed us in, and I was really appreciative of that. Now we move along to Rico with a K, and he was positive as usual. And to be honest with you, this is like one of the only episodes, honestly, that I feel like those people that are normally trying to be positive in the situations, such as the Waynes, the Aarons, the Rico with the K's, who are kind of always on the positive tip. This episode really, to me, was befitting for them, and really showed us, how other people can come over into that same faceted. But I feel like this episode was probably the most befitting for them, because they're the cast members that kind of try to remain as positive as possible. Even Willa, being new to the group, she, for the most part, does try to remain positive in her realness, So, he was positive, and he apologized for his lack of communication and support. And he kind of really came off as he had some guilty feelings about that because of what could have happened. And I guess my only thing to that is I understand what could have happened, but let's bask in knowing that nothing did happen. And you were able to be human. You were able to feel your feelings. You don't have to be a superhero, just be yourself. All right, let's go on. We're going to Drew. Now, Drew was also going through this S word. He also brought up that to the whole group. Now, we know in the last episode, Drew let that also be known to the six guys. I forget the name of the group, Fantastic Six, whatever they named themselves. But he did let that be known. So he had made the announcement about the S word to some of the guys. But he disclosed it to the rest of the group. And I thought that was very brave of him to express that to some people who are not necessarily the closest to him. So to go outside of his close-knit group and be vulnerable like that and allow other people in. And being that we had already kind of previously heard that from Kendra, I think that was the moment to share that because he had no idea that Kendra was experiencing those same type of feelings and emotions. And I don't think Kendra had the idea that Drew was feeling those same things. And so I think that definitely allowed the both of them to see that they were not alone. And that, the same way your life isn't perfect, no one else around you is having a perfect time as well in their eyes, I do love the fact that Cassadine gave some words of encouragement. I do believe that Drew Friday and Rico Cassadine are in the same family. So I'm pretty sure they knew each other before the show premiering. However, it doesn't mean that it makes you close because you're in the same family. But yeah. So he gave him some words of encouragement. Which was nice. I liked it. And coming from, I guess, being an older person, to a younger person, I thought that was really nice. All right, so we got Ike, and he apologized to Willa, and I just thought the way that he worded it was very, very nice. I'm from the South as well, and I understood him when he said about being a Southern gentleman in the last episode, and he really brought that out to me in this particular episode because he's just so eloquently gave that apology that I don't care who you were in the room and how you felt about that situation. At the end of that apology, you definitely thought about it. Even if you didn't fully forgive him, you considered it. Because just the way that, like I said, he so eloquently worded it, I think it was very well said. Kudos to you, Ike, for sure. And then Willa, she apologized as well. And I love the fact that Willa took ownership. She took ownership for her part. And I thought that was very, very mature of her. Very, very mature of her. So big ups to you, Willa, for that. I think Willa has a great story to tell. I mean, just hearing some of the things that she was talking about. I mean, the ups, the downs, whatever. Girl, if you put that one on a book or in a blog or do some story times or something like that, we would love to hear about it. I know I would, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people would because, girl, you are doing your thing and you are one of the fan favorites this year, this season. So take advantage of that. Tell us more about your story. It seems to be very intriguing, and there are enough of us out here that will sit and listen. The feelings of being unprotected, or she mentioned something about being unprotected or feeling a sense of worthlessness. And that I could empathize with a little of that in certain points of my life where I may have felt unprotected by people that I felt like should protect me. I don't know about the worthlessness part. I've never actually felt that one, so I can't really empathize with that. But just the amount of sadness that you would feel, I imagine, with feeling worthlessness. I would imagine it would be the same negative feelings that I could feel doing something else in another area. however. So just understanding that feeling of negativity, no matter what the actual reasoning is, I can empathize with that. Again, the S word resurfaces again. And then, with everything she was going through, losing her grandmother, losing her home, dealing with homelessness, dealing with poverty, and trying to get herself back up and, doing what she needs to do. Getting to where she wants to get. And anybody that has a success story can tell you we've been there. We've all been there. We really have. We've all been there. But you know what? That is the moment where the transformation begins. Because during that moment, when you are in an uncomfortable position, you will find your way out. I promise you. Come hell or high water, you're going to find your way out. And if you're smart about it, you find yourself getting out of those situations, not only to not return, but finding peace and happiness and gratefulness along the way. And you start to actually enjoy your experience. So I wish Willa the best. I definitely wish her the best. And yeah, let's keep on going. Oh, we're almost finished. Actually, lastly, we have Oliver. I love Oliver. And honestly, Oliver used to be my favorite. When he came in season 3, he was my favorite. I loved him down definitely through season 4. Season 5, yes, but I think Oliver's kind of past this at this point. At this point, as much as I love you, Oliver, I have to be honest with you. As much as I love you, at this point, I feel like you've outgrown chasing Atlanta. And the reason I say that I feel like you've outgrown chasing Atlanta is because I don't see you taking it to any extent seriously. Everything seems like a game, and I don't know if that's a defense mechanism or something that you do maybe when you're uncomfortable, but the others around you, these are real life situations, and this is reality for them. And so it kind of comes across as insensitive. And I understand maybe you didn't have any beef with anybody or nobody had any beef with you, at least nothing that they said. You know, right? I kind of think that maybe you should have just gave a couple words of encouragement and kept on going. Because the words, after you thanked everybody, everything that was kind of said after that, it was kind of like going in one ear and out the other because it sounded forced, it sounded rehearsed, it sounded like a speech. Like, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure if you were giving an apology, or promoting a new product. I don't know. It didn't really give me sincerity. Now, I do understand you had been grieving a loss. I was definitely grateful to get, for you to allow us into your life a little bit more. A lot of the dealing with self-doubt. I appreciated you being open and honest with that. And that's one thing I can see about people is that when it comes to people, when it comes down to talking to about ourselves, we have a lot to say, a whole lot to say. And I think it makes it easier. And unless, you maybe haven't vocalized it out loud, sometimes it can be a little tough the first time. But after that, you do pretty well. It was nothing against Oliver, but it just didn't seem as sincere. And it goes back to when I was talking about Cameron and Jay. It just didn't seem, fully sincere. Now, everyone's in good spirits. They're all hugging and, wiping all their tears away. And we pretty much get a green screen from Dominique where he pretty much reveals that he knows that pretty much at this point, this relationship is over. It's done with, it's through. And we're not actually celebrating an engagement, but we're celebrating a divorce, which more like a breakup because you got to be married to be divorced. But and so it's really nice to see that they were able to be there for him during his time of need, because he's been with Anthony for 8 years, And that's a long time. And that's taken from a person who's been in a relationship for that amount of time. It can be a big change. It's definitely a big change in your life. So my heart goes out to you for that, and I hope that that you get through this in a healthy fashion, because there are so many similarities between a lot of you guys and girls. There's a lot of similarities between you guys and girls, and then some of those similarities are kind of scary, and I'm just going to be honest with you. Some of them are kind of scary because they're so dark. That S word kept coming up, and I heard it from at least 3 people. Now, where I am appreciative of the fact that they were able to be vulnerable in those states, let the group know and bond. But I don't want you to do a trauma bond either. You know what I mean? Because that can also not be necessarily as healthy by, trauma bonding. But it is definitely great to know that you are not the only one going through your situations. So there's no need to feel alone, because there are others here that are with you. Now, don't know how much a support system that's going to be if all of y'all are down in the dumps. Because what we don't need you guys doing is encouraging yourselves to do what you thought about doing before. But surrounding yourself with people who are strong, who are going to encourage you, who are going to, feed you positivity. Not the toxic positivity, but like some real life positivity, and start guiding you through the darkness. So again, my heart goes out to you, the 3 of you, because it seems to be more so with the women. But my heart goes out to you all, and I wish you the best. Then we got the criers, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. This whole episode basically was a tearjerker. Not necessarily for me, but I will say this. I am not one to cry, and I halfway don't appreciate the fact that y'all put so many tearjerkers in one. And Dario, I feel some type of way because you put so much tearjerking in one episode. It was hard fighting these tears back. It was hard. But Troy cried enough for everybody, so therefore I don't feel bad at all, because Troy, I was just saving my tears for you, baby, because you cried every single last one. Now, I seen some other people crying as well, but Troy, I think you stuck out the most, because baby. But I was glad that you were able to get it out. It's no judgment in the least. But it is something that stuck out to me all season long. You have cried your little heart out, honey. But I saw Deke do a little cry. Kendra did a little cry. I remember Rico Cassadine did a little cry. Of course, Rico with the K is gonna, give you a little something. He scared me for a second, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he kind of scared me for a second. I was like, hold up, Rico with the K. Like, is there something that you need to say? But yeah, he went to 100 like real quick. I wasn't expecting that. And then the whole facade. This facade that you guys keep trying to put out, like your lives are perfect, or they're just going, like, everyone knows that your life is not perfect. The only one that you think you're fooling, well, the only one that you're fooling is you. We know these lives are not perfect. We know everything doesn't go as planned. Y'all are regular people just like everybody else. And not trying to be funny, but it's not like we expect y'all to be living like these extravagant lives. We know y'all not making like $20 million a check or nothing like that, but we understand that y'all, trying to get to where you're going. As the same as many of us are trying to get to where we're going in our own ways. So we don't expect you to have the perfect lifestyle, so you can stop. You can stop trying to portray that, because we don't expect that from you. And anybody that does expect that from you, honey, you might want to reevaluate their what's the word I want to use? Let's go. Competence. You might want to reevaluate their competence levels, because, honey, don't set the bar that high. When you get the money and you can take trips all over the place and go to Aruba and stuff, that's great. But until then, just live your regular life, normal life, because at the end of the day, you want to be relatable. And if your life seems perfect, then that makes you unrelatable to a lot of people. We want to know that you're human, that you're normal. Okay? All right, well, I'm going to get off this here. I don't want to hold you guys for any longer, but I do want to thank you for tuning into my life. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't come on camera today. Didn't really feel like it, but you know, guys, I go on camera. I get some days I don't feel like going on camera, but I still want to bring you the content and make sure I'm putting it out for you, okay? So here's another episode of Chasing Atlanta review for episode 12. I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And yeah, I was talk to you. Oh, you know what? Before I get out of here, I always do this. But before I get out of here, again, at the very bottom, you can check out my social media. All of that is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and it has been the entire time. So you should have definitely seen it by now. But before we get out of here, we got to actually pay some bills. So stay tuned for this commercial break, and I'll be right back to tell you guys a bye again.
Come on now. Hey, hey. Listen up, y'all, 'cause I've got something to say. Hey, hey. Well, you better get ready, 'cause you know I came to play. Hey, hey. I'm trying to sit in the ground. It's time to wake up this time. Come on, get on up, y'all. It's time to take it to the streets. You and me. I got a feeling this is gonna be the one to be. Guaranteed. I just wanna party. Keep on moving my body.
Welcome to Biscord, Smart Business Card. You can share all your social media links with a tap of the phone.
No battery needed.
No monthly subscription or fees.
Unlimited taps.
5 years warranty.
All right, we are back. That Biscord, I'm going to put the Biscord link in the ticker. In fact, give me a moment. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to edit it and put it in there. If you want to get you a digital Biscord, I do highly recommend it. I have a couple of them actually myself, and I'm actually able to go around and anytime I want to promote my businesses, promote my channels, my social media networks, all at the same time with one tap. All I do is tap your phone and literally give you all my business card information and all of my social media all at the same time, and I can even accept and receive payments on the go. I literally get to run my business on the go with Biscord. So make sure you go over to biscord.com, and I'm going to make sure that I put that in here right now. Watch, listen. I'm typing it in right now. Go over to bizcord.com to get yours today. All right, there's no monthly subscription fees, and to be honest with you guys, they don't even charge you for the taps. All they're charging you for is the device. Like I said, I use it myself, and I have been using it for months, so I know that it works, and therefore I am bringing it to you, bizcord.com, to get your smart business card. Like I said, it will give you all your information, public information for your business to advertise, market, and make your stands to be the coolest kid in the room with the digital card. Get your Biscord, bizcord.com. Check it out. Other than that, thank you so much, guys, for tuning into another video. Share this video out. That definitely helps me out a lot. But also, to get more information out, we're going to keep tuning in to Chasing Atlanta as they are chasing their dreams. And you're seeing the ins and outs of being a business owner and all the things that we tend to go through and have to deal with, even though we're trying to build our business and chase our goals at the same time. Thank you again for tuning in, and we are out. Holla. Peace.